that I don't love chess. I'm not obsessed with it the way one has to be to win it all, the way you are.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and this is Film Flair, where we discuss everything that makes television and movies great. So be sure to subscribe and let's talk about a great show. Now, The Queen's Gambit was a really good miniseries, or limited series, or whatever we're calling these things these days. It's 7 episodes of really good television. It was so good, in fact, that I sat down to just watch the pilot episode, and I ended up running through half the season. And even then, I only stopped because my battery was dying. Now, for those of you who don't know, The Queen's Gambit is about the rise of a child chess prodigy, and the show follows her up from her first introduction to the game all the way through her largest trials and triumphs. It covers a lot of different topics from chess itself to everyday things that people can relate to, like maturity, growing up, drugs, depression, addiction. It really covers a lot more than I was ever expecting it to. Now, the star of the show, Anya TaylorJoy, is just that. She's a complete joy to watch. She plays the introverted orphan girl who picks up the game of chess and shoots to stardom as a child prodigy. And while she doesn't know how to fully connect with people, she finds her place in the world of chess and within the chessboard itself. Her quiet demeanor is flipped on its head when it's time for her to play. She's the silent type of cocky. She fully believes that she can beat everyone, but she doesn't immediately show it all the time. We as the audience know that this confidence is fully earned, but we're also privy to the dark secrets behind her talent. And Anya plays the dichotomy between the fully capable young woman and the scared little girl perfectly. Her acting ability is fully apparent during the transitions in time, adapting and evolving her character to these new levels of growth. From even just walking into the first tournament not knowing a single thing about the logistics of playing, to her walking to her second, there's a visible shift in the way she carries herself due to her newfound maturity, both in the game and in life itself. Outside of the pilot episode, there aren't really a lot of characters with significant screen time. Because of the way the story is structured, following a single character through moments in time, only a few influential people in her life really are given great detail of attention, and most just serve their purpose and the story moves on, mirroring real-world relationships. But occasionally some do come back and it's fun to see how they've changed as well, and how they affect our changed character. Now, maybe the most interesting character to me personally was of her mother. She was at the same time desperate to be a good mother, yet entirely unconcerned with doing any actual parenting. Whether it was her depression when she was first introduced, or her focus on winning the prize money, she just never quite fit into the recognizable parental role. But then there were these small flashes of wisdom and genuine concern that made me really think that she was actually trying. She was just doing the best she knew how. And it was also fun to watch her grow throughout the series as well. She's almost just as interesting to watch on screen as the main character herself. And Marielle Heller played the nuance of her character very nicely, adjusting to the tone of the mother for whatever scene the story needed. Pretty much everything about the production value in this series was amazing. From the set design to the wardrobe to the props and everything in between. The show really committed to the era it wanted and it really made the show feel lived in. And for a while, I actually thought the show was based on a true story, but it isn't. That's just the strength of the storytelling and every aspect that went into the show and making it feel as real as possible. I mentioned the time jumps that this show utilizes in respect to character growth earlier, but I also loved the way that it was used to just keep the story moving forward. This show feels quick, snappy, and concise because of this. There's very little downtime and dead space between key plot points, and that's because the story is able to leapfrog all of that to only the most relevant events. And while that does disjoint the story a little bit as we have to constantly keep adjusting to the skipped time, every episode feels like its own little contained moment in itself, a true snapshot in time in this character's life. Like stories being told to us from the character herself, she's only recounting the moments and events that mattered. All in all, this was a really good series that covered a lot more ground and topics than I was honestly expecting. It's a really interesting story with amazing characters that were portrayed by great actors, and it's incredibly entertaining to watch. I honestly can't believe I waited so long and for so many people to tell me about it before I finally watched it myself. It was 100% worth the watch, and I definitely recommend it. But what about you guys? Have you seen The Queen's Gambit on Netflix? And if you have, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe while you're here. We've got new content coming out every week. But until next time, have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great show. Bye.
Sa Graham.